welcome friends, as we are already discussing about how to optimize our revenue, how to dynamically set the price, and we discussed in our last video that there are specific application of this particular concept wherever we have fixed capacity and the capacity is perishable, wherever we have some kind of predefined booking classes. So, setting the capacity for different types of booking classes where we have lot of uncertainty, there also we can have this type of revenue optimization. But we also discussed that wherever we have a situation of perfect competition, where you are not price setter, you are a price taker, this discussion of revenue optimization may not be so applicable in those fields. Now, in this particular video, we are going to discuss about levels and strategy of revenue maximization, revenue management. Here we are going to discuss levels of revenue management strategy. We are going to introduce few new terms like booking control, allotment. We will be discussing some important limitations, drawbacks of allotment. Then we will also introduce a concept which is known as nesting, and components of tactical revenue management will also be discussed in this particular session. So, let us first discuss what are the levels of revenue management. Now, when we talk of levels of revenue management, there are three important levels: strategic level, tactical level and booking control. These are the three important levels, and as the name says, the booking control is something which we have to do on real time basis. Real time may be as and when a new request come, you have to accept or reject whether you are going to offer a booking or you are not going to offer a booking. That is the real time decision making you have to do. So, whenever there is any activity, this booking control is invoked and you have to take a call of accepting or rejecting that particular booking request. But this booking control works on the basis of limits you are setting under the tactical level. For example, if there is a customer who can pay you rupees 100 for a particular seat in your airplane. For 100 rupees, you have only 10 seats. Now, 11th request come. So, as a booking control person, you will simply reject. But for example, if this is 9th request, you will accept this. So, deciding that 10 seats we will keep for this particular 100 rupee class, this is the role of tactical level, and this tactical level keeps changing the limits also. Maybe over a period of time, it feels that there is not much demand. So, can I increase the limits of 10 seats to let us say 15 seats for 100 rupees. So, this decision that we are increasing the quota of 10 seats to 15 seats for 100 rupee class, this is also a tactical decision, and you keep changing your limits as per your requirement. Generally, it is not on the daily basis. Theoretically, you can say it is possible to do on daily basis, but you do SOS as per requirement. Whenever you feel that we need to update our booking limits, and you continuously keep an eye on the data which you are generating and which you are getting, and based on that data, how the inquiries are coming, how the interest of the people is there, and analyzing the various indicators of external environment, you decide about the booking limits. And the booking limit is also getting influenced at the decisions which we are taking under the strategic label. For example, in our schools, even if you have any kind of school in India, there are few seats you have to keep under RTE, that is right to education. Now, you are not going to change these number of seats under RTE because you feel that I have positioned my school as a premium school in the city, and for that purpose one of the way of being a premium school in the city, that I charge very high fee, and for RTE quota I have to give admission to the children coming from economically weaker sections, I think almost free of cost. So, therefore, it is a strategic decision that I am charging very high level of fees. On the other hand, there is a school which is running under, let us say, some charitable organization. So, they want that education is a kind of service to the society. So, they will position their school at a different level. So, deciding the broad classes itself, that I have one organization, a school A and a school B. So, A school has a fee range of, let us say, 2000 to 3000 per month, and this school has a fee range of 500 to 1000 per month. Now, this decision whether we are having the segment A or segment B, this is decided at the strategic level. So, segmentation of the market and differentiate pricing, that is the highest level. If you remember, in one of the video we discussed about difference between strategic pricing and price optimization. So, we discussed that strategic pricing is setting the broad boundary, broad class, and where we want to position ourselves. So, that is the strategic level of revenue management, that I want to be positioned at premium level, or I want to be positioned at medium level, etc. And these decisions that next year from 2000 to 3000, I may like to improve to 2500 to 3200. So, these decisions may be taken on the annual basis, and in some cases it may be on the quarterly basis, half yearly basis also. So, these are the three important levels of revenue management. So, as I just mentioned, so at the top level, which is the strategic level, it is the identification of the customer segments and establishment of products and prices targeted at those. So, whether I am targeting the high net worth customers, medium income group customers, low income group customers, etc., etc., that is the first level. Then at the tactical level, as I mentioned, setting and updating limits and how much a particular product can be sold at a particular fare to each segment for some period of time. So, how many seats I will keep at 100 rupees, how many I will keep at 200 rupees, and how many seats I will keep at 500 rupees. Like a very good example you all can easily imagine, that whenever you are traveling in any airline, so in that airline there are business class, executive class and economy class seats. So, how many seats should be there in the economy class, how many seats should be there in the business class, how many in the executive class, etc. That all is tactical level. Then booking control is the moment to moment determination, as I said, that decided on the basis of tactical level. You have, let us say, 10 seats, 20 seats in a particular category, and based on individual requests which are coming to you, to decide about accepting or rejecting those bookings, that is the role of booking control. So, the person who is sitting at the window, to whom you are making the request, he is using a simple algorithm. Your request is coming, he will check the capacity. If capacity is available, he will accept your booking. If capacity is not available, he will reject your booking. And thus capacities are decided by the tactical level, and the broad categories under which tactical level is going to operate, that is decided by the strategic level. Now, when we are talking of revenue management strategy, to start our discussions on deeper numerical aspects, first we need to understand that the type of customers who will be there in our service systems. We have two distinct customer sets. One is the leisure customers and another are the business customers. Now, leisure customers, like I am going for vacations. So, business customers are going for business meeting. Generally, you will see that leisure customers are paying from own pockets, while the cost of business meeting or business customers is from company accounts, and this makes a huge difference for our revenue management strategy. Let us see how. Because of the business customers, since the cost is coming to the company, they are less price sensitive, and since in the leisure customers the cost is coming to my own pocket, therefore, I am highly price sensitive. So, one is price sensitive customer, other is no sensitivity to the price. Whatever name you want to give, that is okay, but we are classifying the customer, and on the basis of that we will have different classes of our tactical label. Leisure customers, since they are price sensitive customer, and generally we all know that we have this conception and reality also, that if I book early much in advance, if I want to travel in the month of July and this is the month of May, if I book much in advance, I will get cheaper tickets, and if I book immediately, if I am traveling tomorrow and book today, I will get expensive tickets. So, since business customers are less sensitive to the cost, they generally book 1 or 2 days before the date of travel, and these leisure customers, they book much in advance. That is another difference between leisure and business customers. Leisure customers are more flexible of departure and arrival times. I will see that okay, after 2 months I want to travel, so I will take that combination of departure arrival dates where I am getting the best deals. Best deal means the lowest charges for my ticket, while business customers, it is a particular appointment on which you have to attend, the meeting which you have to attend. So, you have less flexibility with respect to your travel dates. More these leisure customers are more accepting of restrictions such as Saturday night stay overs, etc. So, they, as we already understood that since these leisure customers are more flexible, so they are ready to accept different types of restrictions which is possible to enjoy more competitive pricing. While these business customers, they are generally not going to accept any kind of restriction, again because the money is coming from the company account, not from the personal account. So, all these things are very interesting, and we should understand the philosophical level differences between the leisure and business customers. So, now let us first talk of the booking control, which is simply a decision making activity based on your quota which is available for a particular class. So, it is the real time phase of revenue management. You have to take a call of accepting or rejecting. So, you can simply see that request comes, it is received, then this request is checked with your quota system. So, you have to check if seat is available, yes, accept, if it is no, reject. So, whether seat is available, that is a kind of question you process in this system, and if the answer is yes, you are going to accept the booking, otherwise you are going to reject the booking. This is what booking control does. Let us see a very simple example, very elementary example. So, there is an airline having different types of class, and this particular airline receives a request for B class booking for 3 sets from this particular flight from Houston to Miami, and current B class limit for this flight is just 2 seats. Now, since you have requested for 3 seats, the quota is available for 2 seats. So, there is insufficient availability, therefore, the request is rejected. For example, now if the request is broken in 2 parts, one request initially you are making for 2 seats and then you are making a request for 1 seat. So, you will get this request accepted and then this request will be rejected. Now, it is up to you. If you sequence your request in 1 2, then request for 1 seat will be first accepted and the request for 2 seats will be rejected, because then you had only 1 seat available and you are requesting for 2 seats. So, it is the request how are you, and as a customer I am not aware that how many seats are available, so that I can model or I can sequence my request so that I can get maximum yes. And since I am making the request for 3, therefore, it is rejected because I have only 2 seats available. So, that is what happening in the booking control. Now, interestingly, you see that request came for 3 seats, I had 2 seats, I rejected the request because 3 is more than 2, but then there is no further request for B class seats. So, in fact, these 2 seats will remain unutilized, and as soon as the flight will take off, the capacity will remain unused and it will be perished. Then another interesting term we will like to introduce is allotment. So, we have to divide the bookings into available capacity into discrete chunks and allocate each chunk to a fare class. Bookings are accepted in a class until the allotment for that class is exhausted. So, you are going to divide, and this is the work of tactical level, and as we discussed that you can have dynamic allotment also. Now, let us see one example, that 100 seats aircraft is using the system of allotment. Now, here we have different types of classes. 30 seats are given to B class, seats and class and fare. So, 30 seats are given to B class and the fare for each is $125. 45 seats are given to full fare rate, that is M class, with $200 per seat, and 25 seats are given to Y class with a fare of $560. Now, this is the original allotment and you see the total is coming 100. Now, 2 weeks before departure, 25 B class bookings, let us use a different color and see. 2 weeks before, a 25 B class bookings, 45 M class bookings and 10 Y class bookings are accepted. So, 80 seats are already booked 2 weeks in advance. Now, the remaining allotment we have to do, and it is quite possible that since we see that M class has more demand, I may convert some of the unused seat of my Y class, some of the seats from Y class to M class, or I feel that should I give balance 5 seats of B class to M class. That is where the revenue optimization will come into the picture. If I am converting B class seats to M class seat, there are chances of higher revenue. If I convert Y class seats into M class seats, it is going to reduce my revenue. But it is always possible that I may not have enough taker of Y class seat, though fare per seat for Y class is maximum, and but still I have 15 unused or 15 vacant seats in case of Y, and therefore, you have this choice whether to convert these 5 seats from B to M or convert 15 Y to M. 15 Y to M will reduce your revenue, but may also guarantee that no Y class seat remains vacant. Since B class is a deep discount class, it is assumed that there will always be taker for B class seats. But it will be very interesting that now if a new customer comes, he will not have seats in M class, which is a higher class, which is a class for $200 per seat, but he can get a seat in the lower class seat where he has to pay only $125. So, this is a kind of example which gives you multiple food for thought that something wrong is there. It is not a case of this allotment is not giving you maximum possible revenue, because if all 45 seats of M class are filled, you still have 5 seats available in the deep discount category, and tomorrow if a customer comes for M class booking, so you may ask him that I do not have any M class seat, you can take either a B class seat or a Y class seat, but in Y class seat he may have hesitancy because he has to pay almost 3 times of current fare 200 to 560, but he will be happily taking a seat in the lower class. He came with this mindset of paying $200, but actually he is getting a seat in $125. So, it is you can easily understand that this situation is not going to give you optimal or maximum revenue situation. So, this is the major drawback of the allotment system, that we are still rejecting the high fare customers while lower fare customers are being accepted, I just explained. And therefore, in most of the revenue management activities, wherever we have these applications of revenue management, we see that organizations use a concept which is known as nesting, and using this concept of nesting their inventory, they have high fare customers access to all the inventory available to lower fare customers. So, if you are a customer of higher category, you need not to worry about higher category only, but all the capacity available to the lower category or lower fare categories are also available to you. So, this concept is known as nesting, and it is developed to avoid the situation in which a high fare booking is rejected in favor of low fare booking. So, if you are looking for this M class and the booking control will say rejected, because you are the 46th in the list. So, booking control will reject the M class booking, while B class booking, which is coming after 46th request of M class, and this is let us say 20th customer, this will be accepted. So, which is not so easily understood, and you will not be able to digest this concept that how a high class fare is booking is rejected and low fare booking is accepted. So, this concept of nesting will say that if a capacity is available in B class and this 46th customer is coming in M class, this will not be rejected, this will be accepted. That is where the concept of nesting comes into the picture, that for all high fare situations, the low fare bookings are always acceptable. So, in our subsequent videos, we will be talking in detail about this concept of nesting. We will see that how organizations are doing the nesting in real environment, and therefore, when we are talking of nesting, the tactical revenue management, which is all about setting the capacities for different type of classes. So, we have to determine which fare classes should be open, which closed for all products in order to maximize return from a fixed set of resources. So, that is the important thing. One is whether you have B, M, Y or more classes. That is one important decision you have to take. And the second important decision is how many seats or how many how much resource you are utilizing in a particular class. So, these are the two important components of our tactical revenue management. So, one is capacity allocation, the second is network management, and third is this overbooking. So, when I say the capacity allocation, that is how many customers from different fare classes should be allowed to book, that is the one important decision component. Second is the network management, how should booking be managed across a network of resources such as airline hub and spoke system or multiple night hotel stays, etc. Because all these modern day organizations are not standalone organizations, they are operating in a network system. So, you need to see that for example, most of the international airlines, they are operating in such a way that from India, let us say you talk of Emirates. So, flights are departing from Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, etc. And all these flights are going to Dubai, where cross docking is happening, and after the cross docking, these flights are going to London, New York, Frankfurt, Sao Paulo, and so on. So, in this way, you are not only managing the capacity of this particular sector, Delhi to Dubai or Mumbai to Dubai, you have to see that you are managing the capacity of the entire network, Delhi to Mumbai and Delhi to Dubai and Dubai to Frankfurt or Dubai to Sao Paulo or Dubai to London. So, in this way, this is another very important thing, that you cannot discuss this capacity allotment only for the limited sectors or for a limited standalone organization, because then it will be much easier, but you have to see this capacity allocation in light of this entire network management. And third important component is overbooking, because there will be, if I am booking for this particular sector, there will always be some cases of no show. Some of the customers who are booking ahead of time, they may not be able to turn at the time of actual service. There may be some cancellations also last minute. So, most of the systems, they do some kind of overbooking also. For example, if we are doing admissions in our any course and there are 100 seats, we give offer to let us say 120 candidates, because we know that there will be some cancellations even after they take the admissions. So, to fill the seats completely, we do some overbooking, but how much overbooking we should accept. So, otherwise, if let us say only 100 seats are there in a flight, I do overbooking anticipating that these many cancellations will be there. I have past data of cancellation trend also, but it may happen that I did overbooking of 10 customers, but there are not enough cancellations, 10 cancellations were not there, or there is no case of no show. So, let us say all 110 passengers they came for boarding, then there will be a challenge for the airline that how to accommodate those 10 overbooked customers. And who are those overbooked customers? Nobody knows. So, therefore, how much overbooking you should do, otherwise it will be a very additional cost, because airline will be giving compensation to those customers who could not travel because of your overbooking. So, these are the three very important components, capacity, network and overbooking for your tactical revenue management. So, with this we saw some of the important you can say terminologies like booking control, allotments, nesting, etc. And using these things we will see some of the practical cases of revenue optimization in our next video. With this we complete this particular video. Thank you very much.